Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, pour that steaming cup of coffee, sit at your desk, and reality hits you like a punch to the gut. Your paycheck, after weeks of grinding, barely covers the basics. Rent, groceries, bills, gone. And you whisper to yourself, is this all life has to offer? Let me tell you something the system doesn't want you to know. Hard work alone is a trap. The marketplace doesn't reward effort. It rewards strategy. It rewards those who understand how to position themselves like diamonds in a world of broken glass. If you've been sending resumes like a desperate gambler throwing dice, praying for luck, stop. That's not a plan. That's surrender. And surrender is the fastest road to mediocrity. Here's the truth that the highest paid, most respected leaders already know. Every single person who climbs the ladder halfway up didn't stumble there. They engineered it. They drew the blueprint. They designed their destiny with precision. And if you stick with me right now, I'll show you exactly how to do the same. Not by begging, not by waiting, but by creating demand for you. You see, every job seeker asks the wrong question. Do you have a job for me? That question is death. You've heard it. You've maybe even said it. And the answer? Always the same. We'll keep your resume on file, which means they've already forgotten you. But champions, winners, power players, they flip the script. They don't beg for jobs. They make themselves so valuable that companies fight to bring them in. So here's the first commandment. If you want to escape the grind, decide exactly what you want. Not vaguely. Not something in marketing or a good opportunity. No, pin it down like a sniper locking on a target. What position makes your pulse race? What industry makes you come alive? Don't you dare say, anything will do. That phrase kills dreams faster than failure ever could. And if you're thinking, but what if the job I want doesn't exist? Then you create it. Yes, you heard me. Every iconic position, every revolutionary title was once just an idea in someone's mind. Someone bold enough to say, this role should exist, and I'm the one to fill it. That someone can be you. Once you've decided, here's the next level move. Choose the company, not the job. Forget chasing openings. Hunt targets. Which organization matches your ambition? Which firm carries the DNA of your values? Once you find it, study it like a scientist on a mission. Learn their policies, their culture, their pain points. Find the cracks. Because those cracks are your golden doors. When you approach them, you do not whisper, "Do you have an opening?" That's the vocabulary of the powerless. Instead, you stand tall and declare, "I've studied your company. I know your challenges, and I have a plan that will save you money, boost your impact, and accelerate your growth." Feel the difference. One makes you invisible. The other makes you magnetic. Here's what separates the amateurs from the professionals. Amateurs send resumes and hope. Professionals build weapons. And that weapon is something I call your personal brief. Forget the flimsy one-page resume. That looks like every other piece of paper choking HR inboxes. Your brief is a masterpiece, a sales machine, a bold declaration of your value, crafted so elegantly it commands attention. Imagine this: premium paper, flawless design, your photo, compelling stories of your victories, and testimonials that make CEOs nod in approval. And then, the secret move, customize it for every company. Change the name on the cover. Make it personal. Why? Because personalization is the new currency, and attention is the fortune it buys. Now let me give you the edge most will never use. Inside that brief, don't just list your past roles. Demonstrate impact. Show measurable results. Show the fires you've put out, the systems you've built, the profits you've driven. And then, here's the knockout punch. Give them ideas. Free value. Yes, before they've paid you a single cent, you're already helping them win. Do you know what that does? It flips the dynamic. You're not a seeker, you're a solution. And when you hand over that brief, deliver this line with absolute confidence. I believe in my ability so strongly that I'm willing to work on probation, free, long enough for you to see the results I bring. Did you feel that power? Do you know how rare that is? That's confidence. That's leadership. That's the signal every CEO is secretly scanning for. Because confidence is magnetic, and magnetism closes deals. You see, this is not about groveling for a position. This is about positioning yourself as indispensable. It's about rewriting the rules of the game so the odds bend toward you. And if you're asking, what if they take advantage of me? Here's your answer. No one exploits someone who knows their worth and sets the terms. You're not offering free labor for life. You're making a calculated, strategic move to eliminate their risk and prove your value. It's chess, not checkers. This is the moment you stop thinking like an applicant and start thinking like an architect. You're not waiting for permission. You're designing your destiny. And when you walk into that meeting or hit send on that brief, you're not hoping, you're commanding. Because in the end, victory always goes to the one who prepares best. Not the smartest, not the luckiest, the most prepared. So prepare like your life depends on it, because it does. Every word in that brief, every ounce of confidence in your voice, every spark of creativity you bring, it all compounds into one outcome. You win, and the second you experience that power, you'll never go back. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal next is the secret sauce, the psychological triggers that make decision makers say yes before they even finish reading your proposal. If you thought this was powerful, trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. They told you to just apply like everyone else, to wait, to hope, to keep your fingers crossed. But let me tell you the truth. That advice is the reason millions remain stuck at the bottom. If you truly want the position of your dreams, you cannot afford to act like the masses. You must step into the arena with precision, with purpose, and with absolute confidence in your worth. Here's a truth few dare to tell you. Companies are not looking for job seekers. They are searching for value creators. They don't care about what you want. They care about what you can give. That is the secret door to the exact position you desire. And the moment you master this truth, you stop begging for opportunities and start commanding them. First, decide exactly what you want. Not roughly, not vaguely, exactly. Specificity is power. Say it out loud. I am going to secure this role because I am the most qualified, the most determined, and the most prepared candidate they will ever meet. You see, clarity builds confidence, and confidence attracts opportunity. Never say, I'm looking for a job. Jobs are for wanderers. You're not here to wander. You're here to dominate. Second, choose the company or the individual for whom you wish to work. Study them like your life depends on it. Know their mission, their weaknesses, their challenges, and then ask yourself this golden question: how can I bring a solution so powerful that they cannot ignore me? Do not walk in empty-handed. Walk in as a storm of ideas, a force of innovation. Because companies don't hire resumes, they hire solutions. Third, forget about the usual routine. Erase from your mind the question, do you have a job for me? That question kills ambition and screams weakness. Replace it with, here's how I can make you more profitable. Here's how I can reduce your costs. Here's how I can help you win. When you speak the language of results, doors fly open. When you present yourself as a partner in success, not a burden, you instantly separate yourself from the crowd. And let me give you the power strategy that 95% of candidates will never dare to use. Offer to work on a trial basis, without pay. Why? Because confidence is magnetic. This single move says, I believe so strongly in my ability to deliver results that I'm willing to prove it. Do you know what that does to an employer's mind? It removes risk. It screams certainty. It makes them say, this person is different. This person is unstoppable. And 9 times out of 10, you won't just win the position. You'll win it on your terms, at a higher pay, with greater respect. But here's the twist most people miss. Before you make this move, prepare your ammunition. Create a personal brief so polished, so compelling, that it feels like a premium product. No cheap paper, no sloppy typing. Use the finest materials. Present it like a luxury brand presents its masterpiece, because you are the masterpiece. Change the company name each time. Personalize every detail. When your brief lands on the desk of the decision maker, it should command attention like a spotlight in the dark. And here's the deeper truth. It's not about the paper. It's about what that paper communicates. The image of a person who refuses to settle for average. A person who says, I am worth this position, and I have the evidence to prove it. That level of preparation sends a message no words can express. Leadership, vision, authority. The people who rise fastest in life are those who refuse to play small. While others beg for openings, they create openings. While others wait for opportunities, they manufacture opportunities. You must be that person. If you're listening to me now, this is your call to action. Stop chasing jobs. Start marketing your genius. Start selling your value with confidence so bold it cannot be ignored. Because the truth is brutal but simple. The world pays only for value delivered, not promises, not degrees, not dreams. You must position yourself as the answer to a company's problem, the bridge to their next level. Do this, and you will not just get the exact position you desire, you will rewrite the script of your life. And I want you to imagine for a moment what that feels like. Walking into a room, not as a desperate applicant, but as a powerful negotiator. Sitting across from the CEO, not asking for a chance, but offering a strategy that makes their eyes light up. That is influence. That is power. And that power will be yours the day you decide to stop playing by the old rules. So take a deep breath and make this decision right now. You will prepare like no one else. You will plan like no one else. You will execute like no one else. Because this is your time. And the only permission you need is your own. Let's strip away the illusions right now. The world does not reward hesitation. It rewards decisiveness. It rewards clarity. It rewards those who walk into a room and radiate this one unshakable message. I am not here to beg for an opportunity. I am the opportunity. Now listen carefully, because what I am about to share is the golden lever that can catapult you years ahead of your competition. Most people drift through life reacting to circumstances, waiting for openings, and complaining when doors don't magically swing open. You're done with that game. From this moment forward, you become the architect of your destiny. You stop knocking on doors and start building them. Here's the law. Employers do not care about what you need. They care about one thing. What can you do to multiply their success? If you can answer that question with precision, conviction, and proof, you will never struggle for opportunities again. In fact, the positions you desire will start chasing you. But let me hit you with the truth most candidates ignore. You don't get paid for what you know. You get paid for what you can do with what you know. Knowledge without application is just potential energy. Employers don't buy potential. They buy performance. They buy results. If you can demonstrate that your ideas will cut costs, boost profits, or create new markets, they will find the money to pay you. And they will pay you well. So, what is the move? It's bold, it's unconventional, and it works like magic. Create a detailed plan for the role you want. Not a générique résumé, a blueprint, a roadmap showing how you will solve their problems. accelerate their growth, and deliver measurable results. Imagine walking into that meeting and sliding across the table a 10-page proposal that screams, "I've studied your business. I understand your pain points. And here's how I can fix them." Do you know what that does? It shifts the power dynamic. You are no longer a job seeker. You are a strategist, a consultant, a profit multiplier. But don't stop there. Offer something no average applicant would dare. Work on probation without pay. For a short trial period. Why? Because confidence is magnetic. When you say, "Give me 1 week, 1 month risk-free, and I'll show you what I can deliver," you eliminate their fear. You remove the barrier of uncertainty. And employers crave certainty. This single move communicates 2 things, louder than words. 1, you believe in your value. And 2, you're committed to proving it. That combination is almost impossible to ignore. Do you see the shift happening? You're no longer approaching them as someone who needs a job. You're approaching as someone who brings solutions. Someone who creates value before asking for value in return. That is the DNA of every top-tier leader in history. Now, let me give you the psychology behind this power play, because if you understand the wait why, you'll execute with more fire. Human beings are wired to respond to confidence. We follow those who lead with certainty. When you walk in and say, "I'm so confident in what I can deliver that I'll prove it for free," you tap into a primal instinct in your employer's mind. This person is safe. This person is powerful. This person is an asset. And here's the real secret. When you take this approach, 9 times out of 10, they won't even let you work unpaid. They'll pay you from day one, because you've already positioned yourself as rare, as exceptional, as irreplaceable. But let's take it even further. Stop thinking like a candidate altogether. Start thinking like an entrepreneur. Because in reality, you are one. Your service, your skills, your brain power, that is your product. And like any great product, it needs premium branding. That means your personal brief, your presentation, your communication must feel exclusive, luxurious, and unforgettable. Do you know why luxury brands dominate? Because they never present themselves as cheap or desperate. They radiate confidence and scarcity. So should you. Your brief is not just paper. It's your silent ambassador. Dress it like royalty. Bind it with elegance. Print it on the finest material. Include a sharp, professional photo. Make every page whisper excellence. Because first impressions don't just matter. They can make or break the game before you even speak. Now picture this. You walk into a CEO's office. You don't say, "Are there any openings?" You say, "Here's a plan that will help you increase revenue by 20% in the next quarter." Do you think that CEO cares about whether they had a vacancy posted? No, they'll create a position for you. They'll carve out a budget for you. Why? Because business owners are not loyal to resumes. They are loyal to results. This is why most people lose. They wait for permission. They wait for posted jobs. They wait for someone to hand them an opportunity like a gift. Winners don't wait, they create. And before we close, here's your final challenge. Take massive, unapologetic action in the next 48 hours. Craft your plan. Design your brief. Identify the companies you want. And approach them with the confidence of a problem solver, not a job seeker. Because the truth is this: the marketplace will not reward your dreams, your degrees, or your desperation. It rewards execution. It rewards boldness. It rewards value. So stop asking, "Will someone give me a job?" Start asking, "How can I become so valuable that they can't afford to ignore me?" Do this, and watch how fast your life changes. Not someday, now! Because your future is not something you wait for. It's something you create. Let's finish strong, because the last impression is just as critical as the first. Right now, I want you to imagine something. Imagine that the position you dream about is already yours. Visualize it. Your name on the office door. Your voice commanding respect in the boardroom. Your signature on deals that move the needle for the entire company. Do you feel that energy? Good. Hold on to it, because that vision is your fuel. And I'm going to show you how to turn it into reality. Here's the harsh truth. Most people will never experience this because they are addicted to the path of least resistance. They settle for mediocrity. They live in fear of rejection. They whisper, "What if I fail?" While the bold shout, "What if I win?" And here's the real kicker. The bold always win. Not because they never fail, but because they refuse to stop. So, as we close, let me give you the ultimate mindset shift. You are not chasing opportunities, you are creating them. You are not waiting for permission. You are giving yourself the green light. Every time you take a step forward with clarity and confidence, you separate yourself from 95% of the population who are still waiting for life to happen. Now listen carefully. If you want to step into the top 1% of earners, if you want the positions that come with power, influence, and security, you have to sell yourself like a premium brand. That means have a personal brief that screams quality. Offer solutions, not requests. Lead with value, not desperation. Project confidence that makes them believe in you before you even speak. Do this, and your career will never be the same. Companies will compete for your time. Decision makers will see you as an investment, not an expense. And you will finally claim the income, the respect, and the freedom that belong to those who dare to rise. Your future is in your hands, and the time to act is now. Don't bookmark this moment. Don't think about it. Execute, because if not now, when? And if not you, who?